Okay. This is Kelly Ferreira for Teaching LEP students. Today I'm interviewing Jonas Canales. Canales?
Yes.
His country of origin is Brazil, but he spent a lot of his time learning in Chile as well. And his first language was Portuguese, but he then learned Spanish and English. And we're at Moe's. It's a little loud.
Yeah.
Okay, Jonas. What was it like for you as a preschool child? Like, what kind of child were you? Were you curious, adventurous? Were you a wild boy?
No, it was quiet.
Quiet?
I've always been quiet. Curious and quiet, I guess.
Okay. Have you observed your parents with other children, like how they interact with other kids, whether it's just siblings or other children? Do they tend to be the kind of parents that encourage open-ended exploration? So just letting you express yourself and play as you wish, or were they more the kind of parents that were more structured and wanted you to play quietly
My
for
parents?
you or with other children?
It was a kind of balance of both,
Yeah.
but more disciplinary than anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, as an adult, have you ever witnessed them playing with other children and interacting with other children? Like, do they tend to have carried on that same parenting style?
No. They're always been sweethearts, like very kind to everyone, and to me too, and my brother. But discipline was always a part of the the growing up education and stuff. Yeah.
What was the knowledge environment like in your home? So, like, what kind of atmosphere did they provide for you guys to cultivate your learning? Were they big on reading, singing songs, and wanting you to learn, and
Yeah, they encourage reading and no songs, but reading and having study time, like a routine, so you can do your homework and read and study and stuff like that.
Did you have a lot of homework?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was always do your homework first and study, then you can go play.
Yeah.
So I had to go for that, then I could play.
Yeah, I know you said it when you were younger, and in younger grades it was a lot of structure and discipline. And
Correct.
work.
Even in school too.
Yeah.
It was more. Yeah, exactly. Like into fifth grade was more structured and disciplinary and everything. But as I got older, you got a little more relaxed.
Okay. Was there a time when you remember your family discussing political events or current issues? Was that prevalent in your environment at home?
It was somewhat from my father mostly. Yeah.
Did your parents do a lot of reading as well?
Uh-huh.
Do you know what kind of things they like to read? Like fiction or political?
It was more esoteric,
Okay.
more spiritual reading, lots of esoteric reading, and arts,
Okay.
lots of it.
Did they encourage you and your siblings to speak your mind about things, like for topics like politics or religion, or were you encouraged to express your opinion?
Yeah.
Or
Every time, all the time. Yeah.
so, as far as my question is, were children encouraged to challenge the status quo? Like, if your parents believed in one thing politically, were you
Right.
allowed to believe something different and express that, or were you taught to keep your opinions more to yourself?
No, I was allowed to express myself.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. There was never a problem with that.
That's great.
Yeah.
So as far as just talking and learning and thinking as part of your family, it sounds like you were really allowed to be your own person.
Right.
Would you say?
Yes.
You were allowed to be expressive.
As long as it was respectful.
Okay.
And as long as I, if they told me to do something, I had to do what they asked me to.
Okay.
So,
What kind of grade school people were you?
grade school?
Like elementary or middle school? Were you studious and interested in learning? Were you more like, what do they say, like the class clown, like having fun and playing with the other students?
Yeah, the first one I said I was curious,
Yeah.
right? And quiet. Yeah, I guess I kept being curious and quiet, but around that time I enjoyed it having fun with my friends.
Okay.
Yes, playing soccer or playing games outside with a group of other kids. That was my jam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was your best memory from that time period, like elementary
In school?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh man, so many. But there was one time around 4th grade or 3rd grade, 4th, something like that. Every day after school, we would stay in the school grounds, waiting for our parents and whatnot. We would play soccer with a tiny little ball that was really nice, and we would use our backpacks to make the goal, and we like, I think it was in the parking lot. No, it was inside the school. We were allowed to stay in there to wait for our parents. So in the, like, say, the courtyard, we would just play soccer right there.
Nice.
It was fun.
That sounds fun.
We did that for like almost a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something vibrated.
I think it was my Yeah, it was my phone.
Okay.
I'd say, were you an avid reader? I think you had already mentioned that you did like reading.
Yes.
Did you like, even when you were younger, did you enjoy reading?
Not as much.
Yeah.
I did because of school,
Right.
because I had to. I did on my own, but not as much. I was
Until you were
more,
older.
yeah, until I was older. Yes.
Did you have a diverse group of friends in high school?
In high school? Yes, because since I was in the same school, Catholic school in Brazil for almost 14 years. I was there from kindergarten all the way older.
Okay.
I got to know a lot of people there. So I knew a lot of people in high school without being that kind of popular guy, like
Right.
the popular stereotype, but I was popular, if that makes any sense.
Sounds like you fit in with a lot of different
Yes,
groups.
I had a lot of friends everywhere in every different groups. I used to hang with anybody, like the
That's not surprising.
the popular kids, the nerd kids, the art kids, and everything. And I was friends with all of them.
Oh,
And it
that's
helped
great.
that I've always been in bands.
Yeah.
So that's when I got into music, was when in high school. So I started playing then.
So you started your long career
Yeah,
in music
yeah,
early
so-
on.
It helped a lot. That.
What was your favorite teacher like in school? Any grade, any? I know
Right,
you had
it was
mentioned your
the history teacher.
Yeah.
Yes, he was an actor almost. I would say an actor because every time he was there, he would act and be very dramatic the way he was telling the story, and be very colorful, very drama.
Yeah.
It was good.
That's
He was
great.
excellent.
Was the school you attended ethnically diverse?
Yes.
And what is your ethnic group?
Mine? Portuguese?
Portuguese? Okay.
And well, I know, actually no, Italian.
Yeah.
My mother side of the family is Italian,
Okay.
but they came to Brazil, as immigrants. So Italian, and for my dad's side, which is from Chile, Spanish.
Okay.
So,
And what do you like the most about your ethnic identity? Is there anything that stands out to you? Like I know like my Italian family are very loud, and we eat a lot of food on holidays. And
I think I like the passion.
Yeah.
Like I have my, you know, you know, the passion,
The
like
passion.
the blood
Yeah.
boiling. You know.
It can be good and bad, right?
Yes. Correct.
What was the neighborhood like where you grew up?
Amazing.
Yeah.
You mean in Brazil? Yeah, of course, obviously. I grew up in three different neighborhoods.
Okay.
The first one was okay. I stayed indoors mostly. Then the second one, yeah, the two first neighborhoods, I was more like an indoor kid. But then when I moved to my third neighborhood, which I think I was 6
Okay.
or 5, something like that. 6. It was amazing because it was a in development neighborhood,
Okay.
kind of like a new area on the outskirts of the city, like suburbia, whatever.
Okay.
So the houses were sparse from one another. There was a lot of distance between one house to the other, so you didn't have like neighbors per se. But
And
you
that
have
was a lot different
but
than
you-
your first neighborhood.
yeah, first neighborhood was like your regular busy, busy
More
neighborhood.
city.
Yeah, city. This one was more like on the outskirts of the city, and there was a lot of space in between the houses, and there was a lot of open spaces, like vegetation everywhere, just wild wilderness. And all the kids in that neighborhood, which we were like 10 of us, 11 of us, we were all the same age.
So you had a lot of fun.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We would play out the whole time. I would stay out the whole time. My mom would, after it was done with my homework, I would
Just
disappear
leave
and go for hours and hours on end. And it was cool because back then, no cell phones,
Yeah.
nothing like that. And you just tell your parents, like, I'm going out and whatever. And 5 hours later, you show up. They're
So
like,
it was probably a safe neighborhood
it was
too,
really safe.
and that's great.
really safe. But we would play out the whole time.
That's what my kids are getting used to now with the neighborhood we moved to, because all the kids are their age and they
Right.
can play and roam around, and they didn't have that before. And I
Right.
see they're just so happy
Oh yeah.
getting to do that.
It's an amazing
A
thing.
lot more freedom.
Here.
What contact do you have now with people that are different from your ethnic background?
What?
Do you have a lot of contact with people who aren't Italian or Portuguese?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I know this. I mean, this area that we live in is very diverse.
Uh-huh.
What were your first images of race and color? Do you remember? a
Kindergarten.
time- Yeah.
Yeah. No, first grade. First grade. Yes.
That's when you noticed differences
Actually, before first grade, between kindergarten and first grade,
in that time period.
Yeah. Yes.
Did anything stand out to you surrounding the differences, or it was
No.
just part of life?
Yes.
Yep. How would you characterize your desire to learn more? Like as an adult, do you do you seek out like more situations where you're stimulated? What do you do to try to learn more as an adult? Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay.
Question my own reality and question my existence.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
It's pretty deep.
Yep.
Great.
Pretty much.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Jonas.
You're welcome,
Really
Callie.
appreciate it.